Yo, what's good? Welcome back to episode number 15. Big number 15. The HeartGold Ultra Randomizer Nuzlocke. Anyone who has seen the last episode, you would know we had one of the biggest moments, a climax, you could say, of the series where we fought Team Rocket. We had the Team Rocket takeover arc, and we had to fight all of the admins of Team Rocket, plus Silver, plus their current leader in this game, Archer. So those last two episodes have been absolutely insane. I would highly advise anyone, if you haven't, to go and check those out, because they are some of the best episodes of the series, in my humble opinion. With that out of the way, we are about to gear up and head on over to Blackthorn City, because I do believe that is the only thing we particularly have left to do at this point. I have to go through the ice cave, or is it ice path to Blackthorn and face Clair, who I believe is going to be extremely scary, given how gym leaders are in this game, how she's the final one, and how she's a dragon type trainer. All that context tells to me, yeah, she's going to be terrifying. And also, I just remembered as I said this, Price made a whole thing about her. When I beat Price, what he said after I beat him was essentially along the lines of, even though I'm the 7th gym leader and she's the 8th gym leader, because the context is, in this game, the way gym leaders work is very similar to Sword and Shield, where the gym leaders have a tournament at the beginning of the year, I suppose, before the official year begins for the gym challenge, and where they come in that tournament, places where they are in the gyms. Whoever comes last is the first gym, whoever comes first is the 8th gym. And Price was making the point of, even though I'm the 7th gym leader and Claire's the 8th gym leader, the gap in skill and power between the two of us is so immense that it's not even comparable, almost, I suppose. And put into perspective about how Price is obviously a ice type leader. I mean, I know they have some varying types in this game, but primarily he is a ice type gym leader and Claire is a dragon type gym leader. And despite the fact that his entire team has the type advantage, he still got blown away by Claire. So if even Price is glazing Claire, I'm going to go ahead and assume it's going to be terrifying. Then after that, we obviously have the Dragon's Den, which is a relatively short thing. And then we have the Legendary that will come next. I forgot about that at one point, but yes, after the 8th gym, we'll have to go and do the Legendary stuff, which I don't really know a whole lot about. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's not Ho-Oh, but I can't say that for certain. It might still be Ho-Oh. I don't know. My guess comes from the fact that A, that will be a bit predictable, and B, Archer did have Ho-Oh. It might be a different one. Who knows? And I'm sure they would explain it if it was, but I get the feeling it probably won't be. So there's that whole thing. And also, I thought in terms of Johto, obviously what we have left is I have to face Clair, an important trainer battle. And then eventually I'm going to have to do the Elite Four and Lance, which is more of the same thing. But I thought those were the important trainer battles, the boss battles left. However, when I was talking, I believe last time, or in one of the last few episodes, I was saying about how the guys who put this together for me had warned me about Archie from the beginning, and I could have sworn that there was something else they mentioned. I don't know if I've mentioned this at any point in a past episode. I don't know. I don't remember. But I was reminded again, the other thing that I was warned about is the Kimono Girls. So obviously, you know, if you've played this game before, when you go and get Ho-Oh or Lugia, you have to go to Ekritik, and there is the 5 Kimono Girls who you help throughout this game, and you have to battle them. So I'm being told specific details, of course, because I never am told anything in too much detail, but that warning being given out on the same level as someone like Archer, I'm going to go ahead and assume that they are all important trainers, in which case, if that is the case, that is extremely terrifying. I don't even think you get a break between them. I'm pretty sure you have to face one, and as soon as the battle ends, you don't even get to heal up or nothing. Like, it just goes straight into the next battle. So if that's essentially an Elite 5. If that is true, that is essentially an Elite 5. Don't worry, there's still plenty of crazy stuff coming in Johto. Like, we are nearing the end, don't get me wrong. We're about to go to the 8th gym, and we should actually do Clair this episode, but we are far from done, apparently, from what I can tell. So that whole insanity is, of course, coming. And then, yes, I have to travel over to the Elite Four, and Lance, and then that is the end of Johto. So yes, we're in the final home stretch, which is crazy. It really is. But that is the current situation. Now, in terms of my team, as you will know if you've seen what happened in the last episode, we of course ended with the big leader of Team Rocket, Archer, and he decimated half of my team. Which is cool. I don't know. I'm kind of concerned because I'm obviously, first thing in this episode, I'm going to have to fix my team. When you have half a team, I'm going to need to do some patchwork here. But I don't know. It's okay. It's not as if any of these three were like, oh, I was keeping, Wobwa for Clair. Like, this was my dragon type answer. No, that's obviously not the case. So it's not that. It's just these were three very strong members. Bobu, obviously, he's a starter, good stats. He's an OG on the team. And just an all-round good fire type. Violet, of course, has huge power. So despite only being a Scun tank, which isn't generally seen as the strongest of Pokemon, she hit extremely, extremely hard. And last but not least, Wobwa. One of the saddest moments, if not the saddest moment of the series so far. Wobwa's ultimate sacrifice. You know, they say that a dog's loyalty is so deep that they'd even be willing to die for you. And I suppose that is the case. With all that said, I need to go ahead and reform my team before we go ahead, because as I explained, I do believe that I'm probably going to be facing Clair this episode. I very much doubt that I'm going to have an episode just for between here and Blackthorn. You know, that seems a little bit much. I don't know. Like, I don't think that will be the case. What we do have to do is I think there's a route after Blackthorn, so we can catch your Pokemon there, and of course there's a few trainers. We have Ice Path to do, where you get Waterfall and some more trainers. Blackthorn, you can get an encounter in the water, and then I can go down south, and let me check. There's at least one route below. Problem is, so you come up here earlier. Route 46 I already have, and Dark Cave I have. So it's actually just Route 45. I suppose. Yeah, it's just Route 45. So I can get the encounter here on 44. I can get it on Ice Path in Blackthorn and on 45. Which, that is kind of annoying, I guess, because that does make me not want to build a team when I don't know if I'm going to get something now that I'm going to want to add to the team. Does that make sense? However, I do believe for the sake of safety, it is probably a better idea if I just form a team, even if it's only temporary, even if one of those 4 Pokemon I'm going to want to put on the team. I do think it's probably beneficial for me to go ahead and at least form a team for now. So let me have a look what I have, because I actually don't really remember the full extent of all the Pokemon I have. I haven't really messed around with my team in a while, so I don't know what we're looking at here. Oh, there's quite a few. There's quite a few Pokemon here. I suppose the first thing that I should do is lay these 3 Pokemon to rest. Is there time to go? Is there time to pass on? And I don't want to keep them around any longer. First of all, we have Violet. It's very sad. It's very sad. Violet was extremely strong. Next, we have Bobu. Bobu, again, very OG member. I actually caught Bobu in the same episode as Wobwa, all the way back in episode 3. Now, Bobu did get put back in the box for a while, around the time of Whitney. However, Bobu has been around a very, very long time, and it's just, I'm sad to see him go. I'm sad to see him finally go. He was a trooper. And last but not least, of course, the OG herself, Wobwa. After all the shit I gave Wobwa, after all the jokes about, you know, what was the worst, what was this, what was that, and Or what if I get attached to Wobbler? What if Wobbler saves me? No, that would never happen. And it all came full circle. I'm sorry, Wobbler. I'm so sorry. It's been about 3-4 days since I recorded the last episode, the one for Archer, but Wobbler died, and I'm still very sad. I'm still very, very sad. Putting our eyes forward, what do I see for this team? What do I want for a new team? Some of them are not sensible and some are. I would say the first thing I want to pick up, because actually a Pokemon I wanted to pick up previously, but wasn't particularly able to because of my lack of items, was Eris. Now, Eris I can now turn into a Scizor as I have the Metal Coat. Finally got a Metal Coat. There wasn't a single Metal Coat in any of the marts. I had to get all the way to the Safari Zone to get myself a Metal Coat. Now we can get ourselves a Scizor, which is great. So now what we have is we have Water Electric, Grass Poison, Water Ground, and Bug Flying. Or well, it will be Bug Steel. So what do I think gels well with this team outside of that? What do I think would be sensible? Of course, we can write off Water type. The last thing I'm going to add is a third one. I want to use this. I want to use the Cargo, the shiny Octillery. I really do, but I'm not having 3 Water types. I think that's just way too far. So our options, we have Blood. What the fuck, man? I swear to God, there's certain episodes where I was off some shit. Blood. That is a jolly adaptability Wigglytuff, though. With Thrash. And I could give it strength. That? No way Blood's going to be the new Wobbler. We have Flug. Flug, I'm sorry. I don't... Nah, if I'm going to add a normal type, it's going to be Blood. We do have Calgara, however. I love that name. Entei. Now, this thing is very cool. Because it is a Entei with Super Luck, and it even has Fire Fang too. Physical fire type moves are kind of awkward. They're kind of they're not very abundant, really, compared to, you know, playing for a Fire Blast. Like, you have all the special fire moves, but you always struggle with physical ones. So coming with a physical fire move and having Super Luck is super good. There is only one thing that is holding me back from adding this Pokemon. And that is the upcoming thing I said about with the Legendary. I believe, just based off everything else, I get the strong sense from what I've seen, what I've been told, that there's probably going to be a special event for whatever Legendary is going to be there in the Ho-Oh spot, right? If that makes sense. I think there's going to be something to do with all of that. And so I have a rule, which I often forget about, but is a rule for this series where I can only use one Legendary or Mythical on the team at a time. So if I add Calgara, when I go to the Bell Tower and there's that whole thing, whatever Legendary that is, I will not be able to add to my team. That is kind of putting me off. I don't want to train this Entei and I don't want to get attached to Calgara if he might have to go because I'm given something cool or something that's meant to be to do with the story or something else and I want to add it. That's the only thing holding me back. Other than that, this is a fantastic Pokemon. If I assume I'm skipping it for now, we have an electric type, which I have in Roxy, a water type, I already have Crawdon, we already have a water type again. We have Tina, don't remember calling you that. We have a grass type. Rio, which would be cool, but we have a grass type again. Another water type. We do have Nadine the Magpie. That could be an option. And Kit the Vulpix, which would also be an option. We have Opera the Glalie. That could be cool. Well, do you have any good moves? Oh boy. Okay, cool. We have Juck the Mareep, which this would be a very cool... Oh my god, that moveset's fire. This would be very cool, but we already have an electric type, so maybe not. We have... I forgot we have Dobu, Bobu's brother. Nah, I wouldn't do that. It feels... It's one of those things where maybe eventually if I feel like I need a fire type. But outside of that, we've already had Bobu and Bobu's whole legacy. To just replace him with another Infernape kind of feels like... Not like trampling over Bobu, but it's a bit cheap, you know? I don't like that. I don't like that. If we need a fire type in the future, maybe. But for right now, I don't really like the idea of doing that. We have the Sandshrew here. Ashina. Love that name. Okay moves. We have Ronald, the Lotad's another water type and a grass type. And we have Anya the Meowth, which I don't really remember catching this thing. Where did I catch you? I don't know. But I do have Anya the Meowth, which that could be another normal type option. And of course, we do still have one of our pretty OG members from episode 3 as well. Hebrew, still chilling down there, still alive. But I still don't need a water type. So, what do I think? What's screaming out to me is Opera and Nadine. Those are the two that are calling my name right now. I do believe there's at least one place I can get a Magmarizer. Maybe even here in Goldenrod. If we were 1 gen later, I would actually probably use a Magmar anyway, not a Magmortar. Because the bulk of Eviolite Magmar, I think, would be really good. But of course, we do not have that option. I think maybe that's okay. Here's the thing. I put these two on the team. The question is, do I want Opera or do I want Ashna? What I think is the sensible thing to do here. Let me grab Opera for now. Opera I will put as a first priority. The simple reason being, Clair is coming up. And as I said, I'm well aware of how boss battles work, especially gym leaders. She will not only have dragon types. She will have other stuff, for sure. This is Clair too. Like she will for sure have other stuff. But she will have a bunch of dragon types. So an ice type would be cool, because I don't have anything else in particular to deal with a dragon. I will have a steel type in Eris to resist dragon, which is actually extremely beneficial because is there anything else that resists dragon, or is it only steel? I think it's only steel. Yeah, outside of fairy, of course, coming later down the line, I think the only thing is steel. So Eris is going to be extremely useful for resistance, and having something to be super effective, since I don't have that in anyone else, would be super good. We're of course missing a fire type now, and having Nadine would recreate our grass, water, and fire core, which is of course very, very good for any team. The range of resistances and things you can hit is just incredible with those 3 typings. So I think that's what I'll try. What I'll do is Ethan again. Ethan, please, the amount of times you've called me is beyond insane at this point. I'm never going to pick up. I promise you. There's one thing I promise you, Ethan, is that I'm never, ever, 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 until the day I die, going to pick up your fucking phone. So fuck off. Anyway, in the sake of transparency, because I did say I'd be transparent about this if it ever happened, I do think the time has finally come where I am going to grind my Pokemon with rare candies. For now, because the Pokemon I'm adding to my team are level 22. I'm not particularly in the mood, nor do I have the time to spend another about 2 hours sat here recording me grinding up to almost like level 50. Practically, I'm going to be going to. It's not happening. I've done all my grinding from the beginning of the series legit so far. And I will say, if I need to do grinding in future, just to up my levels a little bit for my... okay, if I already have my team fully built, proper levels, and I need to grind because I need to get them up, like them all up a bit, because there's like a jump in levels, or I just feel a need for whatever reason, I will do the grinding properly. I won't be that lazy. But when I have Pokemon super low level that I now have to pick out the box, I think I said 2, I have 3 Pokemon to train. I'm not training 3 Pokemon from level 20-ish up until level 50. That is in the grass, in this game. It's going to be a nightmare. I have done so much grinding in this series. I think there's been a bunch of grinding I've done that's been an hour, sometimes almost or up to 2 hours. It's not happening anymore. This is the point. I finally hit to that point where I think it's sensible for me to start doing rare candy grinding in situations like this. Again, if I need to do minimal grinding just to get my overall team levels up when they're already well built, I will do actual grinding. I will show that. But for now, I'm going to rare candy, and that also allows me to do something very good. What it allows me to do is train more Pokemon because it's a quick process. So what I can do right now is I can level up all these Pokemon. I was debating between Glalie, Opera the Glalie, and Ashna the Sandshrew. What I can do, since this grinding will be very quick, I can grind up both of them and then compare which one I think is better. Because for all I know, I level Opera up a bunch, and yeah, she's the better typing for right now, but no good moves. And then on the other hand, I could train up Ashna, and amazing moves, amazing Pokemon, gets a great ability as a Sand Slash, and then it gets really good moves. So I think it's beneficial for me to train up both and then compare them and pick the better one. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to right now go ahead and grind these Pokemon up. However, I do need to quickly double check if I can find a Magmarizer, because that is crucial. I do pray that it is a goldenrod, because I have already flown around the region multiple times searching for specific items like I did for the metal coat, and I don't really want to have to do that right now. I have this weird feeling that there maybe was one in Cherry Grove, so if I do have to go and check, I will go and check there first. But if I can get lucky here, I'll be a lot happier. Okay, update. There was in fact not a Magmarizer or an Electrizer in there, so it's now time for me to go and search for one, starting with Cherry Grove. Let's hope that my weird intuition about Cherry Grove is leading me in the right direction, because I would rather not have to fly to every single city and check every single mark. You know what I mean? That would be nice to not have to do that. So let's see. Actually, quickly as well, how much money did I get from all of that? Damn, I'm doing good. There's been times in this game I've been broke, and I'm finally starting to get my money up. Okay, let me go to Cherry Grove. There was water stones or something here as well, I believe, or something. It's Reaper Cloth. Oh no, I was wrong. Okay, time to keep checking. Oh god damn it, so fucking close. Ah, here we go. It's in Cyanwood. I've been going to every city throughout the game. This has been taking me not too long, but kind of a pain. Here we go. You know what? It took me a while to find it, but I'm not going to complain, because I did. You know, I started to get to that point where I'm thinking, am I misremembering? Is there not a Magmarizer? Am I going to have to take out Dobby after everything I said? But it's okay. It's okay. Let me fly back to... You know what? Let me fly to Equity, because I am going to have to travel across to Blackthorn after, so I may as well start here. There is no mart in... What's it called? Mahogany. So I may as well do stuff here, because I do want to go to the mart as well. Let me put Flug back and take back out Nadine. Nadine has a horrible ability, so thankfully it will change twice. Now, if Nadine gets a crazy ability as a Magmar, of course, I may end up keeping it as a Magmar, but chances are it will just be an average ability. Now that we're here, everything's sorted, I have the item. Let me just double check. I definitely have everything I need. I have a metal coat, and I have a Magmarizer. Now, last thing, one last thing to check. I apologize, by the way. The beginning of this episode is going to have to be about rebuilding, because, you know, after everything that just happened, I'm sure that's okay. We just had 2 back-to-back episodes of pure action. So I'm sure that, you know, we can handle a little bit of this. A little bit of not filler, but this needs to be done sometimes, and I need to rebuild right now. What I need to check is whether Sizzle still learns the same amount of moves as Cypher, and Magmortar still learns the same amount of moves as Magmar, to know whether I can evolve them straight away, or whether I have to keep them as that to learn moves, if that makes sense. I think I can evolve them, but I just want to double check. Okay, update. They do, in fact, both learn moves the same amount pretty much, or at least it seems pretty much the same amount as their pre-evolutions, as I would expect. So that's fine. I can evolve them immediately. I can put the metal coat right now straight onto Eris. Now, one last thing, truly one last thing now. So I had this realization between episodes. Thankfully, I don't think this mattered. I don't think there's a situation where this made a difference, and I'm very glad of that, because I'd be very annoyed with myself if there was. I forgot something pretty big. I did a wheel spin after price, and I rolled a custom move, a move of choice. Sorry, it's probably the better way to put it. A move of choice, which is exactly what I wanted, because I wanted to put a grass move on Minty. And yet, despite the fact that I rolled the exact thing I wanted and said, you know what, let me do this now and I'll apply next episode, I somehow went away, stopped recording, and immediately forgot. Minty should have had a grass move for at least 2 episodes now, maybe 3, I can't remember. That's very annoying, and I apologize. It's my stupidity. So when I go now and obtain legitimately these rare candies so I can do my grinding, I will also update Minty to finally have a grass move, probably either Giga Drain or Energy Ball. Apologies again, I'm an idiot. I've been very, very bad with remembering everything to do with the wheel spin, doing it, applying it, everything in this series, despite how I really like the idea of it. I'm just an idiot. The other thing I want to say is, I know that it is not strictly a gym leader, but I think that entire rocket thing, that's 5 important trainers. That's way more. A gym leader, that's 1 important trainer. This had Petrel, Silver, Proton, Ariana, and Archer. I think I deserve another wheel spin. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's breaking the rules. I think for doing that part of the game, I think I deserve a wheel spin in the same way as a gym leader. So, I'm also going to go and quickly do another wheel spin and see what I get. If I can apply some, because since I'm going to be doing all this stuff now anyway, I may as well do it now and see if I can immediately apply it. Hopefully I don't get the 1 Pokemon dies thing, because then I'll probably have to sack off Opera, because I've decided I'm going to make that a party specific rule. It has to be someone in my party, I guess, to make it fair. So I'd probably have to sack off Opera. I don't want to fucking do that. Hopefully I can get something useful. That would be great right now. So let me go do the wheel spin, and then I can do everything at once. I can get my rare candies, I can update Minty, and I can update the new wheel spin. So let's jump over to that right now. Okay, I'm here. We're here for the wheel spin. Any of these would actually be decent. I mean, the item one is kind of whatever. I don't particularly need that right now at all. In my opinion, there's no item I particularly need. Like I needed the metal coat before. That one would be kind of I could figure something out, but all the rest of them would be really good. I don't know, like, you know, my nature and stuff for the new Pokemon, I can't remember, so anything would be good. Anything would be good. I just don't want to get this die one, because I don't want to have to get rid of someone. Please bless me with something decent. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Can we stop? Can we stop giving me heart attacks, please? Christ, man. Okay. Thank God. I thought it was over for Opera. I did for a second there. Let's have a look then, I guess. So we have, obviously, Roxy is bold in nature. I decided that. Minty is quiet, which is, I'd say it's decent. I'd only ever really change it to modest, if anything. Lemon is, no, that's good on Lemon. That's good on Lemon. That's quiet as well. They're both quiet. Rash nature on Eris is, oh, that's not good. Hardy nature on Nadine is neutral. Brave nature on Opera. Speed down, that's not ideal. I would rather that than just special attack up and then a defense down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change Eris's nature, and I'm probably going to make her adamant. Kind of basic, but it's either adamant or jolly, I think would be the most sensible. I'm gonna go with adamant. I think I just want the damage on my Sizzle. That's what I want. Kind of crazy, by the way. Eris actually has Gyro Ball, despite not being a steel type yet, so that was just learned by complete chance. I guess in the worst case scenario, if I can't get a steel move on Eris, even after evolving her, I can keep Gyro Ball. It's not going to be good, but yeah, okay, that's it for now. I need to update Minty's moves, I need to update Eris's nature and get my rare candies, and then I can do my grinding, quote unquote. Everything is done. Minty now has Giga Drain. Debated between Giga Drain and Energy Ball. Energy Ball is slightly stronger, but Giga Drain heals me. That, along with the Black Sludge, I think is just a great combo, and Leech Seed. Diabolical, I know, but I don't care. That's how I like it. So that's done. And Eris is now a adamant nature, as you can see. That's updated too. So all that stuff, all the wheel stuff is done. All done. Everything is done. All technical issues are done. Time to grind and level up my Pokemon. Leveled everyone on the team up to 48, so everyone's even. Original 3, 48, nothing's changed. As you would expect, no moves were learnt. First of all, we have Eris, the Sizzle, the Adamant Sizzle. Now Eris is looking pretty decent. Leech Life managed to add, which this is Gen 7 Leech Life, 80 base power. Metal Claw, which of course, not exactly ideal for a steel type move, but at least it's a steel type move. Shadow Claw, learned leveling up just naturally, and that is some just coverage, I guess. Why not? And Sword Stance. Now SD Sizzle is a real thing as well, and I've been waiting for a setup Pokemon. I don't think I've had a setup Pokemon. I think the closest thing I had to a setup Pokemon that I remember was, and this is just because I edited the episode recently, I had Phobal the Oddish, who managed to get Tail Glow, and then about 1 minute and 30 seconds later, in the same grinding session, died to an explosion or self-destruct from a Delcatty. So, while I did have Tail Glow on a Pokemon, it didn't even last through the grinding that it got the move in. Finally, I have a setup Pokemon, which will be crazy. Setup, and then a base 80 stab move, and Metal Claw and coverage. Eris is looking mighty fine, and as I explained at some point, I should have left in, at the very least this bit. That is looking to be a very, very nice pairing in these double battles with Lemon. You set up the Rain Dance to not only cut Sizzle's fire weakness in half, which is its only weakness, but also Eris has hydration. So if Eris gets burnt or anything like that, or paralyzed, it will go away. I think that pairing is insanely good. So next up we have Nadine, who is now a Magmortar. And Nadine has Fire Punch, Psychic, Tri-Attack, and Magma Storm. So by level up, Nadine had Close Combat and Dizzy Punch. I just didn't really want them because Dizzy Punch is fine, but it's physical, which is my lowest attacking stat. And Close Combat is a good move, but you know, in a playthrough, do you want to be lowering both of your defensive stats at once? Not really. Not really. So I decided to go with teaching the TMs for Psychic and Tri-Attack, both of which are purchasable in Goldenrod City, so I can get more of them. Fire Punch is my best consistent stab. It is unfortunately physical, but as you can see, my physical stat is still decent. And then we have Magma Storm, which is special, but I'm keeping as my secondary move because it is low accuracy and low PP. The fact that she has consistent stab, 2 very good coverage moves, and then a special fire move, which Magma Storm is really strong, by the way. Base 100. The accuracy is bad, but base 100 of residual, nothing to laugh at. Last but not least, Opera. Now, Opera didn't have very good moves, and Opera managed to learn Avalanche, Blizzard, Stealth Rock, and Hail. Opera is more physical than special, only by a little bit, but it is. So Avalanche is a good physical option for Opera. However, Avalanche is a negative priority. That said, it will do base 120 damage if Opera is hit by anything, so that's really, really good. As a backup, we have Blizzard. Now, of course, Blizzard is very, inconsistent. It's base 70 accuracy. That is horrendous. You know, I'm going to be missing that all the time, like Focus Blast. I also kept Hail. Hail will allow me to set up that, and it's similar to how I have Lemon setting up the Rain. I can set up Hail with Opera, and then Blizzard, both sides in a double battle with 100% accuracy. So that's pretty good. That's crazy. That is a cool strat. And may her soul rest in peace, Wobbler is now gone, our resident Stealth Rock user since like Whitney times. I use my TM to get Stealth Rock on Opera. If I want to set them up, I still have the option, right? And that's everything. That is the current team. We're looking pretty well balanced. We have Water, Electric, Grass, Poison, Water, Ground, Bug, Steel, Fire, and Ice. So I'd say overall, the team diversity is looking pretty good. The only repeated type we have is between Lemon and Roxy, being the Water type, obviously. But Water, Ground, and Water, Electric, as I've said many times at this point, are pretty different. They are both weak to Grass. That is the similarity. However, neither of them are weak to Electric. One's immune. And they make very, very good doubles partners too. So that is the repeated typing that I am okay with. And we still have Water, Grass, Fire Core, plus a Sizzle with setup, plus an Ice type for Clair with some decent moves. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with how the team's looking. Now, I knew there was going to be a lot of rebuilding, and that would be the first big chunk of this episode. However, this has gone on far longer than I expected. I'm hoping that I can trim quite a bit out compared to normal and basically just leave any explanations I feel are necessary and stuff like, you know, showing what I just did, showing the team after grinding, stuff like that. Hoping I can trim it down. I don't want it to be too much, but it is obviously important after going through something like we did with Archer to rebuild the team, especially going into the 8th gym. But with all that being said, it is time to quickly stock up on items and move on. Oh, it's snowing. Very, very nice. I wish it was always snowing in Necrotique in the main games, because I think it fits it. I'm sure I've said that before, but it does fit it. Hyper potions will buy... Let me get up to just 25. I think that's a good number. Let me get up to 5 super potions. They can help me out a bit. Let me get another 10 ultra balls. And yeah, no, that's fine. Let me get a few full heals. Let me get 15 max repels. I know we can get max potions now, but do I even need them? Not really. The only one above 200 is Roxy and it's 201. Maybe eventually they will be good. But right now I think they're pointless. Not pointless, but just not necessary. And I'd prefer full restore anyway. Full restores have more of a purpose than max potions. Ah, you know what? I thought I was done. Oh, I thought I was done. I need to figure out items. Let me... I suppose the expert belt on Nadine. Oh, I got quite a few things now. Let me put icicle plate on Opera. And the silver powder for now on Eris. I have pages of weakness berries, but I unfortunately don't have the one for fire. So I can't give that to Eris. I wish I had the fire one, but unfortunately I don't. Okay, that's that done. Let's just move on. Somehow I always end up back in this town. I said about this before. It feels like this has been like the center hub for me for so long. I seem to always end up back here, but finally time to move on. Route 44. This is some real, route progression stuff for the first time in a long time. You chill around that Price, Jasmine, Chuck area for so long. So long, and backtrack to Goldenrod. Finally, for the first time in a while, we're making like some real progression. Feels good. I'm happy about it. Now, these levels, I mean, I've been over many times about HeartGold Soul Silver levels, but these do seem kind of low compared to what I would have thought they would be. Who knows, though? I do need to see... I don't know what Claire's levels are going to be. I'll have to think about that. I might not need to grind. It depends how high they're going to be. We'll see anyway. Hopefully not. Hopefully I can just stay at the level I'm at. I'll also get some training on the way there. These levels, obviously, as I said, aren't great. I should still get decent experience. I'm getting, like, if you look at when I kill this Drifblim, I'm still getting, like, over 1,000 for fully evolved Pokemon, so it's pretty good. This is a Dragon Fang. Cool, don't have a Dragon type. I don't think I did. Ariana. Oh my god. And Hestia. Oh my god, don't talk to me about Hestia. I had Ariana and Hestia around Ecruteak, my 2 dragon types, and they were both great. And they're both gone. They're both gone. Maybe one day I'll get a dragon type again. Maybe if I'm going to get a special legendary from the Bell Tower, maybe it'll be a dragon type. There's a lot of dragon type legendaries. Nidoqueen. I can stay on Nidoqueen. You can't live a surf. No chance. Roxy's just so good. Obviously I still have some of the scariest Johto battles left. And I still have Kanto left. So... overall, we're not near to being done. Touch wood, because I'm not trying to jinx anything. I need Roxy. I need this Pokemon. I do. Oh, Drizzle. Okay. Thank you. I need this Pokemon. If I was to lose Roxy, yes, I have water types in the box. And yes, I even have electric types too. But the hole that it would leave in my soul, in my heart, would be too much to bear, I feel. I become way too attached to this Pokemon to lose it. And I would just be heartbroken the rest of the series. I mean, I'd pick up the pieces and I would move on. Because sometimes that happens. Sometimes you lose your starter. It happens most of the time. But my god, this might be the most attached I've been to a starter probably ever. There have been a couple of others. One that comes to mind. I spoke briefly before about how I have a friend, an IRL friend, that I've done Soul Links with. And we started our Soul Links. Nadine for the first time. We started our Soul Links. We wanted to do Soul Links Gen 1 through 5 because that's what we were able to do. He unfortunately doesn't have the capabilities to do anything above a Gen 5. I can do up to Gen whatever because I have this lovely little PC that I have. But unfortunately he can't. So we decided, you know what? We can still do DS and Game Boy games, so let's Soul Link Gens 1 through 5. we didn't do it in order. We bounced around to keep things interesting. And we started with Gen 4. We did Platinum because we both loved Platinum growing up. So we started with Platinum. And in that game, my starter was an Umbreon, Rory the Umbreon. And she was so good. That's the only other one that comes to mind like immediately, which would be on somewhat of a comparable level to Roxy. And Rory survived through to the end. I beat Cynthia with Rory in my team. And yeah, Rory was amazing. I'd never used an Umbreon. I mean, Umbreon's cool. It's kind of an annoying Pokemon with how the stats are distributed. I suppose I can understand why people have some disdain towards it. I think it's a cool Pokemon, but I'd never used an Umbreon because it's not really a Pokemon you really use much, right? There isn't much of an opportunity to use an Umbreon a lot of the time. So I decided to go with it, and yeah, Rory the Umbreon was a trooper. Oh, okay. I do want to swap because I'm now level 49. Who can take down Arceus? Eris? Your debut is slaying God. And also, just in case this didn't make it into the cut, Eris tried to learn Judgment, so this is almost poetic. See how much a Leech Life can do. Oh, you have Shadow Claw too. Is Eris a god in disguise? Because I learned Shadow Claw too. Maybe Eris is secretly a god. I do think... Oh, that was some good damage. I think I did... Okay, relax on that. Don't paralyze me. There's no way you land it and paralyze. You got a 30% chance and a 70. You're a lucky motherfucker. That would never be me. Anyway, I think I mentioned this before, but I really do like having Eris. Not only because I've never really got to use a Sizzle much before, but also because the name obviously matches with Rory. I'm just saying about Rory. That's crazy, actually. I didn't really put two and two together when I was just talking about Rory the Umbreon. Oh, I didn't switch Roxy out. But these two Pokemon, two major starter Pokemon I've had that I've become attached to before, they're like just one letter apart. Roxy and Rory. That's crazy. Anyway, Roxy and... I forgot about that. I found that out last episode. Okay, missed. There was nothing his Golem could do to kill Roxy. But still. Let me go to Minty. Test out Giga Drain. Yeah, the name obviously pairs and matches with Roxy, so I really like that. I think that's super cool that we've happened to end up with two Pokemon with references from the same thing who are on the team together, like a pairing. And Roxy and Lemon pair up for double battles. Eris and Lemon team up for double battles. It's so cool, man. It's so cool how these things work out. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I also love finally having a grass type move on Minty. Feels good. Oh, a Celebi. I can face a Celebi. If Celebi was near my level, I'd be scared. It's obviously super effective, but I'm also super effective against it. So I do believe this will kill from full. Should do. I'll be disappointed in you, Minty, if you don't kill. Yeah. Venusaur's a very, very good Pokemon. I'm sure that I don't need to say that. I'm sure most people are already well aware. But Venusaur's a very, very strong Pokemon. Despite being Gen 1, it's one of those Pokemon to this day. It's just still really consistent. There's more trainers here than I thought there was. It's what, 5 or 6? In my head, this route is kind of irrelevant, I guess. It's very small. Ooh, Blissey. I don't have a physical move anymore. Okay, I'm going to have to swap. Who? I'm getting the D out on Fire Punch just thing. Fire attack. Okay. Don't freeze me. Don't freeze me. The others would be annoying too, but please don't freeze me of all things. Thank you. This might be able to one-shot. Obviously, Blissey and Chansey can't live physical moves. Can I kill though from full? A lot of HP. Ooh, that was close. Oh! I wouldn't be stupid enough to hit a Blissey with a special move, but imagine if I did. Yeah, Mirror Coat Blissey. That's crazy. Mirror Coat doubles the HP back in return, and Blissey has so much HP. That would have been terrifying. Oh my god, that's terrifying. I actually don't think... I feel like I'm jinxing myself constantly here. I don't want to. I don't think I've lost a Pokemon to counter on Mirror Coat or Metal Burst yet. I don't think. And hopefully I never will. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. Okay, I think that I've beaten all of the trainers. Let me double check. I'm sorry, I've had to record this episode in 2 parts, as you might have noticed. So, it's been a little while for me. Let me just double check that I've definitely done everything. If I have... Okay, no. You're not becoming the next Tiffany. If I have, then I can get my encounter. Is there grass here? I feel like I ran past it. Okay, I don't know if I faced him yet. Is there grass down here, or do I have to get a surfing encounter? Okay, so unless there's grass up here, which I doubt it, I don't think there's actually any here at all. So I'm gonna have to get... In fact, let me check after this battle for sure that this route isn't the same as the one after Ice Path. Not after Ice... No, it can't be. I'll check anyway. The thing is, after Ice Path leads directly into Blackthorn, so I don't think it should be possible for this to be a two-part route, but I should check anyway, right? The weird thing is, and I know it's not just like this for me, because obviously in my time, I've watched plenty of people do Nuzlocks and stuff. I don't know why it's like this, but for me, and it's always been like this for me, and it seems to be for other people too, I don't want to get a non-grass encounter unless I absolutely have to, right? I have the option, there's grass, there's water. Technically, there are different encounter tables. I can go in the grass, I can get an encounter. I can surf and I can get an encounter. And I can fish and I can get an encounter. And I mean, technically beyond that, there's different rods, but you're always going to use your best one for the best levels. My point is, there's always the option of fishing and surfing on every route. But if there's the possibility of grass, I will never, ever, ever fish or surf pretty much. And I don't know why. Because technically speaking, it's no less random than... It's all randomized. It's all randomized the same. There's no different surfing, fishing, grass, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I guess maybe it's because you do it far less that it seems different and weird and you want the typical encounter. I'm not really sure. Can you surf it? You can. I get my encounter in this little sliver down here. Or should I fish? Should I surf or fish? Okay, I'm going to surf for this encounter. And then, after I get my encounter, I'm going to check what I would have got if I fished, which is probably a bad idea. Or not. What is this? Oh. Wait. Don't know. Oh, this. I think this is the roaming legendary. Is it not? Is that why it's got the music? Let me switch out to Eris. If it flees on the first turn, it is. I think it is. I think I might have run into this before. What? Okay, genuinely, what are the chances of that? I'm so sad. I'm so... Oh, I actually... Okay. Latias. Two things. First of all, growing up, I always loved Latias. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Most people I knew loved Latios, which is fair. I think they're both great. I always liked Latias more, and I don't know why. I think it's maybe because my brother liked Latios, and so I wanted the opposite thing. I don't know, but I always liked Latias. And then, let me get my encounter, as I says. Okay, I'll get back to this in a second, but let me just see what this is. Aggron. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That's a good encounter. This is Silver's, no, this is, yeah, this is Silver's star, but this also could have been my starter in a different timeline. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, Latias, yeah, I always loved Latias growing up. When I played Gen 3, I loved that Pokemon so much, but it was kind of unobtainable. Not completely, but it was very difficult to get your hands on, and I don't know if I ever really got to use one. And then, yes, in the Soul Link I did with my friend, the Platinum one, where I had Rory the Umbreon, which is my starter that I explained about before. Do I not have... I have Sunspore. In that... Cool. In that playthrough, in that Soul Link where I had Rory, I also got a Latias. I got it in that raining route in Platinum. You know, the one that's east of the Moo Moo Milk place. That route that's always raining. The one next to, not Hearthome, Veilstone. I had that Latias, Rias on the team for like the whole rest of the game. Unfortunately for my duo, it was linked with a Plusle. So that was unfortunate. We did always seem to have this very unfortunate thing where if one of us would finally get an insanely good encounter, it would always be paired with some trash, which is part of the whole thing of a Soul Link in a way, right? You have to kind of make it work between two different games, and that's the whole thing. But yeah, Rias was with a Plusle, and I mean, we managed to keep the pair alive for the rest of the game, so it was good still. It just was a bit one-sided. But yeah, I really love Latias so much, and I would have been very, very happy to have been able to catch one. I don't know if I would have I would have tried to catch it normally, but I might have ended up master balling it if I needed to. Anyway, here's Aggron. I wonder, I don't actually think that I don't think I know what ability and stuff this has, even though I've faced it however many times against Silver. I don't think I actually know what it has, unless, I mean, if I did, I've forgotten. So what I'll do is, I think it makes more sense because Ice Path is right here. Let me get my encounter here as well, and then I can just check both of them at the same time, right? I think that makes more sense overall to do that. I'm hoping for, what am I hoping for? I don't know, either a good typing or just a Pokemon that I like, you know? I feel like it's been a while since I've got a Pokemon I really, really like. And by that, I mean, like, one of my favorite Pokemon. I think the last time I got one was Altaria, Hestia, and she died. Meditite. Oh, Meditite. I was actually kind of happy for a second because Medicham, I say Medicham, I don't know why I almost said Medicam. Medicham's a cool Pokemon. Also, a quick aside, because I hate this fucking argument so much. So over the years, I've seen a bunch of people argue about Medicham, just on the basis of, is it Medicham or Medicam? Officially speaking, I don't know. Say in the anime, I don't know what they call it. I'm assuming Medicham was in the 3rd gen anime, but I never watched too much of the 3rd gen anime. I don't know what they call it there. Really, is the anime referral really the true defined reflection of how it is? I don't know, because I feel like they mispronounce stuff as well. So I don't know what the official pronunciation, I can think of the word, is supposed to be, right? I don't know. But there's been this ongoing debate forever. I've always said Medicham, I think. And then I kind of now flip-flop because I've heard so many people say Medicam. Same thing with Rayquaza. I always said Rayquaza growing up. Always. Always, always, always. And I think it's officially supposed to be Rayquaza. However, I've then heard so many people, does everyone else call it Rayquaza growing up, that now I've ended up calling it that. So I now technically do the wrong thing, I think, even though I grew up doing the right thing, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. But either way, Medicam and Medicham, the reason I hear it is because I've always said Medicham, but then there's obviously a debate between it, and then people try and make this argument of, well, no, it can't be Medicam because it's CH, so it's a ch sound. Well, no, that's not how the language works. I mean, think of it this way, right? This is just what I can think of off the top of my head. What 3 disciplines, like overarching disciplines, you have in science? Physics, biology, and chemistry? No, it's chemistry. A CH can be a k not noise, you know? It can be like a K noise. It doesn't have to be like a ch noise, you know? It's just bothering me because language isn't that simple, but people harp on that point. It's debatable. Just call it whatever you want. Call it whatever you want. Anyway, Pokemon pronunciation aside, what do I call this thing? I'm going to call you... This is a Pokemon I've never really used, so I don't have an official name. You're male. Jay is calling my name. Yop. Yop. I mean, it depends how you want to pronounce it. I guess it could be Yop, depending on where you're from. Professor Oak? Wait. Actually, okay, I want to know where you... Hello, this is Professor Oak. You're catching all the Pokemon, aren't you? Is that it? What was that cold call? He's... Okay, whatever. You know, when I saw Oak, I just assumed, okay, maybe it's actually something important. Rather than fuck-ass Ethan that calls me every 2 seconds about his Maryland shit. But, okay, yeah, I forgot. Meditite, right? I was excited for a second because I'm like, oh, Medicham. I've never really used one. It'll be interesting to use one. Psychic Fighting is actually a pretty unique typing. It's pretty cool. But the issue is, it suffers from the same curse as Azumarill. These Pokemon are designed with the intention of having huge power or pure power to make their attack decent. When you play a randomizer with the abilities randomized, it kind of makes them useless. You know, a Medicham without pure power, I think it has base 50 or 55 attack. I can't use that, bro. I can't. Overgrow. It's got Thunder Punch, which is cool coverage. I unfortunately do not think that the Jop is ever going to see the light of day. I mean, if it had huge power, you know, this is a regular game, or they had regular abilities, or whatever else, I probably would actually be tempted to try use it at some point. I actually don't have a Fighting or a Psychic type anymore, and I'd be happy to try it at some point. But without it, that's not happening. So what? It has Pickup. Superpower, Signal Beam. I think it had Pickup. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Aggron can have 2 different abilities, right? Outside of its hidden ability. So I don't think pickup is the only thing it has. Silver's one could have had something else. And I don't know. But that is unfortunate. I mean, pickup's not bad. I mean, I can get random items throughout the game. You can get some decent stuff, but I'm at that point in the game. I think pickup early game is pretty decent, right? You can get some stuff that's kind of useful for you, and then on top of that, I think you can even get some stuff that is, how do you explain it? Like beyond what you can get. Like you can pick up an Ultra Ball before you can buy them or whatever. In the early game, when you want money and you want items, I think it's good. And I guess that's why they give it to not starter Pokemon, but early route Pokemon. I think as you go on, like the position I'm in now, I've got money, I've got items. I don't need pickup anymore. If the pickup items are randomized, that would be pretty fucking cool. Then it might be good. But yeah, I just wish that Aggron would have something better. If I ever needed another steel type, it's quite rare to get your hands on a steel type. I wouldn't mind using an Aggron, I don't think. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day. You know, this theme, I like this theme a lot. This theme is one of those ones where like a theme gets hijacked by something else. That is this theme to me. Now, when I hear this theme, I don't think of the Ice Path. I don't think of Gen 2 at all. I think of Pokemon Uranium, which is kind of bad because obviously that's not even an official game. But yeah, honestly, when I hear this theme now, for some reason, is this Waterfall? It is Waterfall. For some reason, my mind goes immediately to Uranium. I think maybe they use this in the power plants or something. I think they use it in the power plants. I don't know. They use it a bunch in the game. And, oh yeah, this is this guy's... I've never understood this. He dropped Waterfall and he just doesn't want it back. Anyway, yeah, they use it in the power plants and stuff, I think, in Uranium and like maybe a few other places. And so for some reason now, that's really stuck with me mentally. So I have this association where when I hear this theme now, I don't think of Ice Path, I think of Pokemon Uranium. I don't know if I have strength. I don't have strength. Oh my god. This is why I fucking hate HMs, man. God, they genuinely fucking blow, man. Realistically, oh my god, I don't really have spaces on anyone. Oh, I would just go... Oh, I should have thought about this earlier. And I would have just gone back and got Flug. I really don't want to teach this to anyone. Am I going to have to give it to Opera? I might have to get rid of Stealth Rocks. I don't want to get rid of Stealth Rock, though. Okay, I am back. I just went all the way back to pick up Flug. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it was tedious to have to go back through all this again. But, you know what's even more fucking tedious? Losing my good movesets on Pokemon I've built up over a long time, late game, because Game Freak insists on this shitty mechanic. It's not happening, man. It's not happening. Okay, let me be sensible. I can mess this up easily, especially with auto run on. Okay, now I'm pretty sure this one can just go straight up and across, right? Yeah. But you have to go around. Okay, I can come back around to that at the end, I think. Oh yeah, they didn't... I can't believe they didn't add the option to respray repel until Gen 5. That one goes up there. Yeah, because then you can come up here. I feel like it maybe is a good idea for me to turn the toggle the run off. I'm not doing it because I'm lazy, but it probably is a good idea. Okay, so this one, I see. Okay, I think I can go left, down to the bottom, because you have this right area to push it out from. That's this one. And now that I've done all the rest of them, again, let me be careful here. Now I've done the rest of them, I can now finally circle back around, push this one across, and push it down. Hey, there you go. See? See? I can do the puzzle design for children. I still got it. I've still got it. Okay, so this should be fine now. Is there items somewhere? Oh. Mindy's upset because they're cold. I guess that makes sense as a grass type. I don't... Oh, there is an item here. Okay, okay. Here we go. There we go. There we go. See, I'm so good at these puzzles designed for 10-year-olds to be able to do. I'm just too good. It is weird. I spoke about this when I did the Ruins of Alph puzzles. That was a really weird episode because I came across that by complete accident. The fact I didn't even actually, you know, strictly know about it. I was just doing it because I thought the Lapras was there. That was such a strange thing. I think I said about it then because obviously I was doing those puzzles. I really do like puzzles. I've sort of discovered over time, even if I'm not good at them, because a lot of the time I'm not good at them, in all honesty. But that doesn't mean they're not enjoyable. Why? Okay, this is... Now I've made so many jokes about this being, oh, well, it's just a kid's puzzle, and now I'm confused. And I've never been confused on this bit before. What am I not understanding? Oh my fucking god. It's got to be dropping down in one of those holes, doesn't it? Can you not do it from down below? Is that what it is? It's confusing me because it's not even actually possible. Oh my god, I did it. Oh my god, I did it. Okay. Okay, that makes sense now. I don't think I had to drop down. Okay. Again, I guess this goes to show what I was saying. You don't have to be good at puzzles to enjoy them, clearly, because sometimes I have moments of stupidity, which I think goes for anyone. But I did do it. I did do it. I'm teaching Flug Rock Smash so I can get his item. It is an X special defense. Not really worth it, but it's okay. I thought I just went from the other room to the final one of the kimono girl. I don't remember this room at all. Zap Cannon. Unless I get a no guard Pokemon, I can assure you right now, I'm never, ever, ever in a million years using a move 50% accuracy. I don't even trust ones with 80, quite frankly. And ones with 70 accuracy, they stress me the fuck out. Like Focus Blast, obviously everyone knows people call Focus Blast Focus Miss or whatever. Focus Blast and Blizzard and stuff. I can't. Even having Hydro Pump on Roxy sucks. This whole time, I've wanted to get her Brine or something. Well, I guess Brine would probably be the best option. I just haven't had the chance because I don't have Brine. And I finally got the wheel option to teach a move, but I needed a grass move on Minty more so. I'm still stuck with Hydro Pump. Me? Oh my, is that you, Army? Oh, so this is one we've met before. Fancy meeting you here. Tell you the truth, my sandals are frozen on the ice, and I'm stuck here. In other words, my flip-flops are quick frozen with the ground. Hee. Well, it's no laughing matter when you push my back. Damn. Oh my god, we push you fucking hard. You really are kind. What? Isn't that like the bare minimum? I mean, I guess technically speaking, it's a kind thing to do. But isn't it more so the neutral thing to do? And if you were to find someone stuck and you just went, oh, I don't fucking care, and just left them there, then you'd just be fucking evil. I don't know. Thank you so much. I don't know which one that is. They never introduce themselves with their names until you meet them in the thing, so... I'm assuming that's the one we've met before then, if you knows who I am. Let me redeem myself. Okay, I just did the correct thing. Let me try and redeem myself and do this one with relative speed. So that keeps putting me there. Let me work out, where do I need to be? I need to be... Yeah, I need to be above where Venusaur is. I need to be like on that side of that rock. So how would I do that? No. That's not what I need to be. I need to be on the left side of the rock that Venusaur's next to. Okay. Ah, here. Yes, there we go. This is why I like puzzles, because I like engaging my brain. It actually feels good when you engage your brain like that and you get to the answer. I'm pretty sure I already explained it when I was doing the other puzzles, but like, I don't know. Looking it up, you get the immediate answer you need, and sure, that makes your life a whole lot easier. And that's fine, but when there's a puzzle, easy or hard... Oh, it's raining. I don't think it's normally raining in Blackthorn, is it? When you actually do it legit, and you get it, it's just so much better of a feeling. Wow, you came through the ice path. You must be a real hotshot trainer. You could say that. Okay, yeah, I don't think it's normally raining in Blackthorn. That's a cool addition. I like that they've changed the weather for a lot of these towns. Like, it's raining in Azalea, it's snowing in Ecruteak, etc. Oh, and get a new picture with an updated team. Okay, let me get Roxy out front then. I don't know. Maybe I got a picture taken in Cinewood? I probably did, I imagine, when I was there. I know I got one taken at Central Park. There we go. Oh, no, I knew. Okay, no. Bro thinks he's part of the team. I'm not having that. Plug. Get the fuck back in the box. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm not having one of my photos go down, and you know, when you look back at it, you just have fucking Flug there. You are not on the team, buddy. Yeah, I feel like I got my picture taken in Cinewood. I know I did at Central Park. I haven't got to editing around like the Cinewood area yet. so I don't know. But I have edited just past the part where I was at Central Park after Whitney, so I know I got a picture taken there. Let me restock on those. I think I should still be fine. There's no trainer battles, is there? No, there's no trainer battles there. So I can get an encounter in Blackthorn. I'm not allowed in a Dragon's Den yet. And I can get, there's at least one route down south. Let me check. I think it's one. Let me just double check this. Definitely not 2. 45. Yes. Because route 46 isn't a new route. That is actually down by Newbuck. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah. 1 encounter, which is fine. No, 2 encounters because I got Blackthorn. 2 encounters, that's not bad. Okay, Roxy's already 49. Let me use Opera. Let me use Opera for the first time. Is it Dark Cave here? I don't know. Okay. I don't have Flash. Maybe I can explore Dark Cave at some point. It might be interesting to do that because... Oh, I have to get my encounter first. Okay, let me swap out Minty again. Okay, give me something cool. Give me something cool. A Pokemon I like. A cool Pokemon. A good Pokemon. I'll take it. Kangaskhan isn't bad. I haven't used a Kangaskhan much in my time, so it'd be interesting. I think the only time I've ever used a Kangaskhan was actually in Let's Go. Funnily enough. I shiny hunted for Kangaskhan, which is a little bit awkward to do in Let's Go. Obviously, there's no Safari Zone, so they had to shift around what, like, the Safari Zone encounters that you would get normally, you know, like Taurus, Kangaskhan stuff. And they put Kangaskhan as a very rare encounter in the Rock Tunnel, I think. Yeah. So I had to shiny hunt it there, and it's very difficult to do, but I did it. And I used a shiny Kangaskhan on my team, and I think that's the only time I've ever used a Kangaskhan. So I don't mind getting one. I'm not against using it. I don't think I replaced a normal type, right? I think it was an option, maybe, or did I? And I'm being stupid. No, I didn't. Okay. So I mean, that's definitely an option at some point. Now that Wobwer, rest in peace, is not with us anymore, I do have that normal space open again. So at some point, if I need to add something, I'm not against trying out a Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan can be good. Stats are decent for a playthrough Pokemon. Let me have a look at what ability Kangaskhan has. Natural Cure, it's not bad. Metal Burst and Swords Dance. That could have been terrifying. I mean, there'd be a decent chance I'd want to damage this thing, right? And if I had done that, it Metal Bursted me and actually killed me, I would have been very, very mad. Especially if I lost my fucking Venusaur. I don't even think I have a Grass type option. Grass types have been nothing but a fucking issue. The thorn in my side in this playthrough. It is crazy. I'm so glad I finally have Minty. I'm going to do everything I can to protect him. There's been nothing but fucking problems. At the beginning of the game, in episode 3, I ran into an Ivysaur, had Energy Ball and Sludge Bomb, and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And I accidentally crit it, and it died. It wouldn't have died, and I crit it, and it died. And finally, all the way just before Whitney, I caught an Execute and an Oddish. I'm like, okay, now I've got 2 more grass options finally. And guess what? I went to grind it. And in the next episode, at the beginning of the episode, I think it's episode like 6 or 7, I went to grind. Execute died in grinding. And then Oddish died in grinding. And then I was back to 0 grass types again, all the way until Minty. So I need to keep this Venusaur alive. I need to. A Swallow. Interesting. I don't think of it as Pokemon, you know? Like, ever. So it is kind of interesting. Has pressure. Okay. It's interesting. A poison type. Obviously, I don't particularly need a poison type because my grass type is also a poison type, but it's a cool Pokemon to have. You know, maybe one day, if I get blown back at some point and I need to rebuild a team, I might need a poison type. I'm definitely not against trying a Swallow because I really don't think I've used it. Quite a lot of Pokemon I've never had the chance to use. And those are the sort of ones that I'm the most interested in trying. Poison Bag Pokemon. I don't really want to give you a reference nickname because I feel like that would be a little bit insulting to whatever I'm referencing. Uvu. Uvu, that's a terrible name, kind of. That's way too similar to like Uwu or some awful shit. Let me have a look anyway, I want to see. I know that Uvu has pressure. It's already been spoiled for me. Pressure's okay. I don't think it would be particularly useful in this. Pressure, sheer cold, memento, poison gas. What are these movesets today, man? So this thing was going to try and kill itself, probably. Oh, I do have a... Oh, two more. I have 3 more grass types. What am I talking about? I forgot I got other grass types. Okay, ignore me. I have other grass types, but I still don't want to lose Minty, so my point still stands. Yeah, when I paralyzed Uvu, it got paralyzed on the same turn. If it didn't, it might have just killed itself immediately, so that's kind of wild. Let me see how many trainers I can battle, I guess, down here. There's quite a few trainers, I think. There's a lot here as well. Interesting, and now I can't escape this thing. I really hate this route, I want you to know. In terms of Johto, this is probably my least favorite route. I hate this kind of route design. Okay, I can't stand on that. I hate this route design. I think it's fucking horrible because it splits off into different routes you can take, and they're separated by the ledges that you can't jump back up. So if you want to actually face all the trainers and pick up all the items, you got to come back down here at least another like 2 times. And it's just like, you know, I don't want to do all of that. I just want to come down here, get my encounter, beat all the trainers, get the items, and move on. I don't want to have to fly back, come down here again, fly back, come down here again, fly back. Like, it's so extra, man. Also, let me do what I said. Actually, no, let me just keep Minty out until Minty levels up. But yeah, as you can see, look at all these diverging paths and stuff. It's interesting. It's different. I like the idea of it in concept. You know, it's one of those sort of things. Sure, in concept, I'm like, okay, that's an interesting idea. They wanted to make a route that was different and felt individual, I guess, which I can respect that. But in practice, it's just, I just find it a pain. I think that comes from the fact that I like to try and battle all the trainers. So that just makes it very difficult for me to do that. And I don't have a fly Pokemon. I want to use fly on an actual Pokemon on my team. So yeah, that also means I'm going to have to keep using Flug and taking Flug out. It's annoying. It's annoying. I'm just saying. It's not the end of the world. It's really not. But it's just in terms of all the routes in the game, this one I'm just very much not a fan of. Let me set up the Hail and just Blizzard the next 2 Pokemon. Hopefully they don't have a Fire type or a Steel type. Oh, okay. I can lift that. It is some reason level 31. Okay, that's cool. Who actually burns with Fire Punch, bro? I don't remember the last time I saw Fire Punch actually burn someone. That is crazy. Okay, you'll die to this. I don't care. Hopefully whatever he has next is, yeah, at least neutral. I hope he doesn't have like a Fire or Steel type or Water type or something. That would be a pain. That would definitely be a pain. Some good experience though. These levels are so low. I want training before Clair, but these levels are just not even worth it. Wheezing. A Blizzard could surely kill you, right? You're 17 levels below. If this can't one-shot, and then I get killed, Opera and Loki deserve to go. Yeah. I say, if Opera can kill it from that range, I didn't want her anymore. Like, honestly. Oh, it was Eevee here. That would have been cool. I'm not like the craziest evolution person ever, but there are ones I like. And on top of that, especially in a game like this, where sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had this. I have a lot of variation in the types that I can create, you know. If I need an ice type, I can make it Glaceon. If I need a grass type, Leafeon, etc. So that's the cool aspect about catching an Eevee rather than an evolution. I can sort of mold it the way I want. I think I would probably either, now I know I have grass types, I think I would either evolve it into an Umbreon, because of what I said about, I now do have an attachment to Umbreon, or actually an Espeon, because Espeon, probably my original favorite evolution for the longest time, and I've never really got to use one, like in anything, ever, really, to be honest. So I think it'd be super cool to like actually get to use an Espeon. Because again, I've always liked Espeon a lot. I'm taking a risk. Nice. I've always liked Espeon a lot and it was probably my favorite evolution. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore what my favorite is. It might now be Umbreon purely out of the attachment from my starter. But if not, it's probably a tie. It's a toss-up. It really is. It could either be still Espeon or Sylveon. I will admit, I really do like Sylveon. Those colors together are just like so nice, I think. In my opinion, like the blue, the white, pink and stuff. The colors are nice. It's a strong Pokemon. I just think it's overall really good. I know a lot of people have some disdain for it. I feel like if you were around and played Gen 6 competitive, you, like many people, probably do have somewhat of a disdain towards that Pokemon because it was very strong and quite meta-defining at the time, because obviously fairy types back then were kind of scarce, of course, and not so much anymore really, but they were back then in Gen 6. And Sylveon with Pixelate Hyper Voice was just really strong. It's very especially defensive. It can be a pain to deal with, I can't lie. But putting the competitive nature aside, like I do with Umbreon, because Umbreon was also an annoying wretch in comp, I do really like... Oh my god, he turned. This is a double battle now. Yeah, putting all that stuff aside, because that's not the end-all be-all. I mean, the competitive stuff matters if you care about that, but it's not the end of everything, right? I try not let that affect my views too much. Level 22, bro. It's just a waste of PP at this point. Okay, I guess I'll never know. I wanted to see if I could land a double blizzard, but I won't know anymore. Yeah, I try and not let competitive, even though I've been a competitive player for a while, I try and not let that skew my opinion too much, because why it just becomes depressing. There's so many Pokemon that are kind of underwhelming in like a competitive sense. And if you start thinking of it that way, it just makes so many Pokemon feel kind of lame compared to how you originally thought about them. So I do try and not let that affect my view on Pokemon much. So that aside, I think Sylveon and Umbreon. I think at this point I can say Sylveon and Umbreon are probably my favorites. And Espeon is closely behind them, very closely. And then Vaporeon. I do like Vaporeon as well a lot. Oh, but then okay. I can't lie. I didn't even think about it, but Flareon too. Of course, we had Plat in this game for a long time. And Plat, Ethan, bro. Ethan, stop it. Plat 2. Plat was, of course, super good. I miss Plat. I've just been editing a bunch of episodes of Plat in recently, and I admit, I miss Plat. I miss having Plat, and I'm very sad. Oh, a Mew. Could have got a Mew at the beginning of the game, and I don't know. I wonder what I caught here. What the hell? What did I catch here? Down below on the first route, I caught Tiramisu, a Camerupt, and then on the route up to Violet, Raybon, the Hitmonchan, rest in peace. What did I get here? You know what's crazy? If somehow I forgot to come and get my encounter here all the way back at the beginning of the game, then that means that Mew was just my first encounter here. There's no way. There's no way I would have forgot, right? What route is it? 46. Let me go have a look. I need to know now. I don't have a Pokemon from there. So of course there's a chance I went up there and ran or didn't catch it for some reason. But the more I think about it in my head, I think of episode 1. I think of editing episode 1 back when I did. I don't remember myself ever going up there in the end. I feel like I forgot. I really think I forgot. And again, if I forgot, then that means that fucking Mew was actually just my encounter there, and I just ran from it. I mean, I never would have remembered that. But then I did remember like 2 seconds later. I don't know. I'd have to go back. I'm going to have to go back and watch episode 1. Between episodes, I'm going to go back and watch episode 1, skim through. Because I kind of, as much as it's going to bother me, I kind of need to know whether I actually forgot to ever go back there. Anyway, let me try and go down this right-hand path. See, already, immediately it's splitting. I don't know. It's so annoying trying to do everything. Oh, okay. That's the worst possible thing. It's very stressful. I might end up just coming down this path and then flying back and then leaving it at that. And I might miss like an item or two or maybe a trainer. That annoys me. That really, really annoys me. But what annoys me even more is having to come back and do it again. So yeah, I'll probably... You have a Passion Berry? You actually do. So yeah, I don't think that's going to save it. No. Yeah, I don't think I'll come back here a third time. I really just can't be asked, to be quite frank with you. Maybe I will. If I can see a trainer I've missed. Did you just use my Rindo Berry on fucking Vine Whip? This is what I hate about Lemon being so slow, by the way. Because it means these random shitter Pokemon that are fucking damn near 15 levels lower than me actually get to move first and hit me with a grass move if they have it and waste my berry. And there are 1,000 each, and I don't think I have another one. I think I have to fly back to Goldenrod after this to buy more. Maybe I have one more. Do I have one more? Please tell me I've got one more. I have one more. You know what? I would fly back and get more, but I don't really see the point because I can't use more than one in a battle anyway, if that makes sense. Like if I'm in a battle and it gets used up, it's not like I can then put another one on mid-battle. So I don't need a spare one necessarily. The only times I would need a spare one... Okay, I'm starting to realize the lack of coverage, any coverage on Opera is going to be very annoying. Very, very annoying. Yeah, the only time I would need to make sure I definitely have a spare reserve of Rindo Berries is something like the Elite Four, where there are multiple battles, but I also can't, you know, do anything between to replace them. Then obviously I need to have a reserve of them, but in any other situation, it doesn't really matter because if it gets used again, then I can fly back to Goldenrod. And I will do so because I need, in case I need to bring out Lemon against Clair and stuff, I need to make sure I have one on there. Of course, the chance of me needing Lemon specifically in this next gym is probably kind of low, unless she has something for coverage that like I really need, a ground type for, I suppose. Lemon probably won't see a whole lot of usage against Clair, I imagine, because most of our Pokemon will be resisting me, but I won't be resisting them. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, unless this thing hits me with like a high jump kick, I should be fine, I think. Right? Realistically. This is like a strong, super effective move. I know it's based on 160 attack, but it is also 12 levels under me. I think it would have to hit me with something pretty hard to be able to one-shot me. Also, it must be a speed tie. This should do half, right? Oh, yeah. That did more than I... No, don't. No, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Opera. 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 Oh my god, bro. Okay, the last thing I want to do before Clair is to lose my ice type, you know? Jesus, man. Jesus. Okay. We're good. And that should level me up too, so I can switch Opera out now. That was terrifying. That was like the last thing I wanted to see. Except a fighting move or like a rock move or something. But a slacking Giga Impact doesn't get much stronger than that in Gen 4, I'll tell you that. It really doesn't get much stronger than that. Again, these levels are kind of meh. There's some more trainers in the gym, of course. In a minute, there will be. Which is always good, always appreciated. Get some training in, but these levels are just so pitiful, man. And it's a problem, not just for the fact of ease, I guess you could say, but also because I need training, you know? I need training. I don't know what level Claire's going to be. I might need to do a little bit of training. I'm going to have to try and figure it out. But obviously, I'll fight her gym trainers first. I said this ad nauseum, it feels like, in this series, but also do bear in mind, this is a 30% level boost, which is pretty significant. So, normally, these trainers would have even lower levels. So we're talking, what, level 20-something or so? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Level 20-somethings from all the trainers just outside the fucking 8th gym. Like, why does it have to be that way? It's so terrible. Okay, I made it back here. So I went left last time. So I go down. I think I actually managed to do all the trainers. There might be some items or something in a slightly forked path. But I think trainer-wise, I've actually done everyone. Well, 17. Okay, I know he has, like, not many Pokemon. I think... Not many Pokemon. He has a lot of Pokemon. I don't know why I just said the complete opposite. He has a lot of Pokemon. I think he had 5 Pokemon, I just saw. So presumably he has, like, a bunch of Geodudes or something. But, like, what? What is the point? I just don't see the purpose sometimes in these decisions, you know? I don't know how to do the reverse percentage off the top of my head, but it's going to be a very low level. And you can't access this area. There's no way of accessing this until Blackthorn. So, the 8th gym. Wrong Pokemon to get Brian on. Can I like, transfer that? Can you pass that over to Roxy, please? Yeah, it just... I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time in the series ranting about the same thing, but it does just wind me up whenever I play this game a little bit. There's so many good aspects to this game, and they're very replayable to me. When I do a randomizer, if I'm going to one of these older games, HeartGold is like a go-to for me, I guess. Platinum more so, I think. I like Gen 4 more than Gen 2, 100%. And then Gen 3 too is nostalgic. I grew up with Gen 3. Fire Leaf Green is my childhood game too. So there are other go-tos as well, but there's something about HeartGold that will keep me coming back because I think there's just so many good points of the game. But this aspect always winds me up for sure every time I play it because I'm trying to train for the 8th gym, especially in a game that's this difficult. I'm trying to get my training in, but it's a waste of time because look at this. I'm gaining how much EXP is this Furret going to give me? A level 17 Furret. Probably the least appropriate ability for this thing to have. Look at it. Everything is not intimidating. Look at this. That's pitiful. That's just a waste of time. A waste of PP. I guess I learned that Furret has Intimidate, but I don't really care. Okay, I kept Flug with me, so I can just fly straight back and save some time, which is nice. Okay, well, I think with that, the only thing left for me to do is the gym. I can't do Dragon's Den. I don't even think I have access yet. There's an old man blocking it. So I guess it's gym time. Do the trainers, try and figure out whether I need to do some training before Clair, and then do Clair, I guess, for now. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted because this Magmortar, I don't know if I've ever seen its walking sprite ever. Maybe I'm just being weird, but that doesn't even look like a real Pokemon to me. That looks like a fake mon to me right now. Like that thing doesn't look real. That kind of does. Yeah, it looks more like Magmar, but from the side, that looks like a made-up Pokemon to me. That's tripping me out a little bit. But yeah, we're leading with Nadine to try and get some training going into this gym. I do imagine that the levels are going to jump a little bit right now for the gym trainers compared to... Oh, champion in the making. The gym has unstable footing. Clair uses mythical and sacred dragon type Pokemon. You can't damage him very easily. They're supposed to be weak against ice type moves. I was just telling me because my walking Pokemon has to be put away. Okay. First trainer. What type of levels are we dealing with here? Are we still sub 50? Are we high 40s? Are we pushing past 50 somehow? 3 Pokemon. High 40s. Okay, okay. This game will give you a very, very inaccurate reflection of whether you are actually on par. So there's been times in this game where I've been slightly over-leveled and under-leveled. Like I know for a fact I was slightly over-leveled for Whitney. Whitney, and I say this again because I just edited the Whitney episode about a day or two ago. Whitney, the Whitney battle and everything about the Whitney battle makes me extremely, extremely sad. Because Whitney was probably still my favorite character, or at least one of them. I think Jasmine and Whitney have been my 2 favorite characters from this game so far. Silver as well. I say Silver's up there, probably just below them. I really like Silver as well. But we're not done with Silver yet, so there's still more to see on that front. This thing is huge power. I think Lemon's my most defensive Pokemon. Oh, okay. Let's relax. Let's relax, alright? Because I can't really be dealing with you doing all that. Miss Ball. Okay, thank God you're not going for a physical move, bro. Okay, we're good. We're good. And now I've fucking lost track. Yeah, I'd say Silver just below. Silver's also been a great character, and I've loved seeing that development in the game. Whitney and Jasmine have such a soft spot for because I love the way their characters were, and the fact that they're opposites but also reflections of each other in different ways. They're more similar than they would ever know, especially on the side of Jasmine. I've already been over all of that when I talked to Jasmine recently, especially. But I really, really do love those 2 characters. And so Whitney's battle makes me so fucking sad, especially watching it again in hindsight because of 2 things. A, Whitney was the last battle before the double battle patch. Technically speaking, she's going to be the only important trainer battle in this game that was a single battle, apart from the original Silver battle. Wouldn't have really made a whole lot of sense to be a double battle anyway, because I only had my starter, and that would have been kind of cheap and crazy. Faulkner was accidentally a double battle. Bugsy was intentionally a double battle. Whitney wasn't. And then after Whitney, because her battle was so pitiful in comparison to the others, I got the patch to make all of them double battles. She was the only one who was unfortunately still stuck as a single battle. And then on top of that, slightly because of my own stupidity, but also because of what I was saying about, this game is deceptive in making you think whether you're on par or you're underleveled, overleveled. I tried to get on par and I ended up being overleveled. So it ended up being a single battle and I was slightly overleveled, and so I kind of just stomped on her. Even though her team was so cool. Her team was so fucking cool. Her team was obviously normal type and it's also pink because she loves pink things. But then there's even more details. Like, that's already what her team's like. But then there's even more detail on top of that because her whole team is normal type and pink. But then also, she traveled to Sinnoh. After she finished education, she traveled to Sinnoh to train, to meet people, to get stronger, whatever. Because she was super good. She was super strong. And all of her Pokemon are not only normal and pink, but also, outside of her signature Miltank, they're all Sinnoh Pokemon too, to reflect that part of her story. Because she had Lopunny, Staraptor, Licky Licky, Mesprit, and Regigigas. So yeah, outside of her signature Pokemon, all of her Pokemon were Sinnoh Pokemon, which I just thought was another super cool detail. So I loved her story and character, I loved her team, and I loved how she was brought back up, and it was also used for Jasmine's character, who I also really loved. I'm just saying, she was my favorite character by far, right? I really love Whitney in this game, and I normally just don't care about Whitney at all, but like, I just really liked her in this game. I know this especially since I was just editing the episode. The battle was just so fucking piss poor, man, because I thought I was on par, and I ended up being over-leveled. And that, with a mixture of her being the only one who didn't get a double battle, her battle ended up being so underwhelming, and I'm just so upset about it again, because I was just watching it. I don't know. It's not the end of the world, and if anything, it's like, you know what, at least I still loved her as a character, so there's still that aspect to it, which is equally important to the battle. But because I liked her so much as a character, and because she had such a cool team, I would have rather it been a good battle, you know? It doesn't have to be like a crazy struggle like Faulkner or Archer, but just at least if it was a double battle, you know, even if I was still slightly overleveled, if it was a double battle with, say, Staraptor and Regigigas on the field or something, that still could have been scary with a Regigigas on the field. That's all I'm saying. So, that's too... Okay, I'm tripping out because I was thinking about how, I haven't really seen Swalot. I haven't thought about Swalot. I catch one, and then I go down south. Then there's another one in the grass down there too. And then this guy has two of them in his battle, and I swear there was another one as well. Why is Swalot everywhere? This is kind of tripping me out now. This is very, very strange. You actually lived there. Now I have to heal in case you have something else. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that it would have been nicer, and it is just a shame. It was a necessary evil. She was the underwhelming battle, which I guess was the impetus for changing the game. It's a positive in the end, I guess, because the Whitney battle is the reason why the game is the way it is now. It probably wouldn't have been the patch without it. So, you know, it works out in that way, I suppose. But even still, I miss Whitney. I do. Okay, let me train Roxy for a bit. I think there's one more trainer. Yeah. Because I think this next bit is just to get to I said Jasmine, almost Clair. I'm very, very terrified, by the way. Oh, okay. That's very appropriate for this gym. Kind of terrifying, though, because it's the same level as me. You are burnt, though. I'm not as scared of it anymore. See what it wants to do. Stealth Rock. Let me just discharge. Just probably should two-shot it. And maybe I could have discharged from the beginning, but, you know, in case it's going to whip out Earthquake or something. Wow. I forget. This Pokemon is pretty fat, actually. As I was saying, I am actually scared. Citrus? I don't know what that was. I think it was Citrus. Or Oran. Probably Oran with that little healing. Oh, that's so fat, man. Oh my God, it's like it's got an assault vest on or something. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm trying. I haven't really mentioned it up till now. And Claire literally is, like, right now. But I'm scared. I am scared. I've already been over this, but she is obviously... Oh, there's another trainer. There's another trainer. Okay. She is obviously a terrifying gym leader. Already normally a dragon type trainer. Because she's a very strong typing to go up against. And then who knows what craziness she could have on her team in this game. It's going to be a double battle. I'm not sure about the levels. I'm scared. I'm very, very scared. I'm going to surf. You know, I have faith in Roxy. Even if Roxy can't secure this kill, I don't think this thing can kill me. I do need to be careful though, right? Rock types. Ground types, normally whatever. But if they're the same level as me like that or higher, I do need to remember that fissure is a real thing and they can land that on me if they're my level or higher. So I shouldn't really be fucking around with that. I mean, you know... Actually, you know what? Let me go heal. Let me not be silly about this. Normally, most trainers are going to be below my level. Regular trainers. But when you reach this sort of time where the level curve catches up with you, and they're the same sort of level as you, if they're ground type... I mean, any Pokemon can have fissure in this game. But obviously, being a ground type, I think they have a much higher chance in the randomizer to have it. So I do need to bear in mind, yes, my thought process in that battle was, without the Fit Club, Marowak likely can't kill me. But at the same time, she would one-shot me. Okay, so it is Clair time. Who am I going to lead with? I don't know what her level is going to be. Okay, my hope is that outside of her ace, hopefully all her Pokemon should be somewhere near my level. I do think her ace is probably going to be like 52 or something, which depending on what it's going to be, could be a little bit scary. I'm just trying to think, what do I lead with? Who do I lead with? Let me say Opera is 1. And Eris, maybe? Is Eris is my dragon resistance? Let me quickly recheck my items. So we have Silver Powder, Icicle Plate, Expert Belt, Black Sludge Leftovers, and Rindo Berry. Pretty sure I don't have the Fire Berry, right? Yeah, I don't have the Fire Berry, which of course is a shame. So if she leads with something that Opera can't handle, say she leads, like they've purposely made her lead with something to deal with ice types, then I'll probably switch out Opera into Lemon, I guess, and then I can do the Rain combo with Eris, which will also give me the same effect as the Fire Berry. I suppose that will be the play. Minty's obviously going to be difficult because if there's dragon types, she can't use half a stab. Nadine is the same way. And Roxy is actually... I can't think of the word. I can't think of a good word, but both her stabs are resisted by dragons. Most dragons, anyway. She will, of course, I'm assuming... No, I can pretty confidently say she'll have a Kingdra, because they've all had their regular aces so far. So she will have a Kingdra, which Roxy is okay for. And Roxy does still have Will-O-Wisp, which is one of the best utility moves for me in this game, I think. Immediately shutting down physical attackers. And also, I keep forgetting to mention this, I remembered this not very long after. I have Unaware on Roxy. That is something that hasn't come into play, really, so far, because luckily for me, there hasn't been any crazy setup Pokemon so far. But I just wanted to mention this because I know that in the Archer episode I was stressing about this +1 Ho-Oh when the whole time I had Unaware. Kind of silly, but yeah. Either way, Roxy can be good for utility, paralyzing, burning and stuff. Not useless. So the whole team... Lemon's more utility to help with Eris, I guess, because... I mean, Lemon can Bone Club and stuff, I suppose, but... Okay. I'll lead with these two. Because again... It's a sort of... It's a strange pairing, but again... Opera is for super effective utility, being an ice type. And of course, Eris is to resist. There aren't, I believe, outside of course, Fairy, which doesn't exist anywhere yet, Steel is the only thing I can have to resist Dragon. So actually, it is extremely clutch and very useful to have Eris. And I would like to, of course, try and make use of her for finally being the Steel type. Because I've wanted a Steel type for a long time in this game, and I now finally have one. And I think the timing is very useful on that for Clair, I think. So, especially, there's that Kingdra. Especially speaking, Eris can't really defend against much. That is kind of scary. But the defense-wise, I'm pretty sure Eris has very high defense. So, I think having a steel type, defensive steel type will be good. The one thing that scares me is a potential fire type move if I don't have Lemon out with the rain up. That scares me. So let's go Kingdra. Okay. It is time. It is time for the final gym in this game. The final gym. Very scary stuff. It's been a long journey. And I don't want to, go on about it too much because we're not at the end of the series yet. But from Falkner all the way to here, we have made it. Now, there is only one Pokemon still standing. Roxy was there. Roxy has been there for the rise and fall of so many different teams. Delaware, Wobwa, Platt and Bobu. So many different teams have come and gone, and Roxy has been here since that fated day against Falkner. And here we are at the final gym leader for Johto. First half of our adventure. The gym challenge outside of the league ends here. So, very scary stuff. But we will win. I'm going into this one with a positive mindset. We will win. God damn it. Let's do this shit. I am Clair, the world's best Dragon-type master. Debatable. I can hold my own against even the Pokemon League's Elite Four. That's tough. Even though you have to be an incredibly strong trainer to have made it to me, I'm still considered to be the biggest roadblock to the Elite Four. I like that. That makes sense, right? Like, even out of everyone, of course, Claire is still going to be that big roadblock at the end that means that a lot of people can't ever make it to the league, right? In fact, many consider me to be a sort of fifth member of the Elite Four in a sense. Okay, hold up. Major cope alert. For a start, you're not Elite Four, okay? No matter how much you cope about it, it's not Elite 5. This is weird, right? Because I kind of like this, and I also kind of think it's cope. In one hand, it's like, yeah, you're coping, you're a gym leader, you're not Elite 4. But at the same time, to her credit, she is damn near Elite 4 level to be in her position. So I do like the sort of symbolism of, like, she's that big roadblock before the Elite Four, and so she's almost considered like, oh, I'm like another member. I do kind of like that. It's just it comes off as very cope-like, oh, yeah, I'm like an Elite Four member, but not really. Almost none who faced me come out victorious. I was sad to be told it was likely I could never have a single challenger for the rest of my gym leader career. Damn, that's true, actually. Because I remember them saying, even at like the 3rd and 4th gym, they weren't expecting a challenger to make it that far for years, potentially, if not decades eventually. So if that's the case, then yeah, in terms of Claire, I don't know how old she is. I'm assuming 20s, mid to late 20s. I actually don't know how old Claire's meant to be. Assuming she is, and assuming she retires, I don't know. Maybe not, because you have some older gym. I was going to say, I kind of see gym leaders like people in sports, where like they'll retire at like 40 or something because it's a demanding job and they can't really do it beyond that age. But then you also have older gym leaders like Price and stuff, so I guess it doesn't make sense. But yeah, I mean, given all the context, I suppose that with the changes and how serious they've been and what they said, then yeah, it would be kind of unlikely for her to just ever see anyone again, which is kind of crazy, right? But here I am in the first year, so I've defied expectations because I'm the chosen one. I was told the odds of someone making it through 7 gyms under this new system was near to impossible odds. And yet, in the first year, we have a trainer strong enough to make it all the way here. Okay, another interesting thing. This suggests to me that we're back ahead. Up to Price, when we got to Price, we had finally fallen behind Silver, right? He confirmed, I just had this other guy barge in, and obviously that was Silver. Then we obviously battled with Silver and had that whole thing in the Team Rocket arc. I'm assuming since then, because, he was kind of shaken up by that whole thing, I've now taken the lead again, right? He's probably gone back into training and stuff because he feels inadequate after that whole Team Rocket thing. So we've taken the lead again, which is interesting. Don't think I'll be like the others. Oh, God. Face me now. Here we go. The scariest gym leader of Johto. What are you leading with, Claire? Kingdra and Altaria. Okay. I miss you, Hestia. I do. What is that? download. Mine didn't have download. Mine had Scrappy. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to Leech Life Kingdra. Do I Hail or do I Stealth Rock? Do I think I need Stealth Rocks? It might be a good idea. I mean, it was clutch against Archer in the end. I just don't know, because if they double into me, then if they double in, I might just try Blizzard and hope and pray I hit Altaria. Octazooka, okay. That isn't too strong. Okay. Oh. Who are you Dracoing? Opera? You can live one, right? Oh, nice. Opera. Oh my god. Sorry for doubting you. Did I hit both? Okay, I hit Kingdra. Nice. This should do almost all. Almost all. Oh my god. Opera. Again, I'm sorry for doubting you. I know it's quad, but like the damage is split, right? Okay. Okay. Opera, you're proving yourself. And I'm liking that. I'm liking what you're putting forward. How much does this do? That's good damage. I do think Clair has at least one potion. Oh, okay. Opera, that's enough from you. I do think Clair has a potion, if not two. She's probably going to want to use that on Kingdra right now. So this is her ice type answer. That is one of the scariest options she could have against ice types. Predicting her healing the Kingdra, I'm going to Shadow Claw into Metagross. And assuming you're going to want to Steel move into Opera, I'm going to now bring out Lemon. Right, there's a Hyper Potion. And now if you want to Steel move, it will be resisted. And Lemon is also defensive. Karate Chop. That also would have been bad. Lemon's eating that up. How much can I do? This is non-stab. Yeah. Unfortunately, you're too strong. Let me Shadow Claw into Metagross and then set up the Rain. It seems like get fucked. Oh, okay. Ow, 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 ow! Bro. Isn't that what killed... Oh, yeah, you get crit back. That's karma, bro. That's crit for crit. Who was it that died to a crit? Crabhammer, wasn't it? Violet? Bro, I know that move has a high chance to crit, but that's twice in a row now. Okay, I'm scared. What's coming out next? Another dragon type? Oh my god. Okay, okay. We were talking about Latias today. Okay, Latias is here. Okay, I'm going to Leech Life Latias on Eris's turn and use Lemon's turn to heal Eris. Right? I'm not scared of the Kingdra. I've kind of got the impression now that Kingdra is okay to be left there for now. It only seems to be going for Octazooka. I just realized I set up the Rain. Oh no. I mean, I think I can live that now. Eris? Eris! I need to go next. No. No, 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 no. No. Yeah, that's not good. This is not good. This is not good. I needed Kingdra to go double. No, not double. To go into Lemon. Fuck, man. I didn't want to just... the reason I didn't click Swords Dance earlier is because I didn't want to just easy sweep. It felt like, okay, I mean, let's not just do that yet. But now, that's so annoying because if I just went before the Kingdra, I could have healed from the Leech Life and I would have lived. Oh, fuck. This is really bad. I don't have much for this. I really don't. It's got Fire Blast. So I can't really go into Opera. Let me just burn it. And then I guess just Bone Club Kingdra. Dragon Breath. Okay, how much does this do? Roxy can eat that. Oh yeah. That's annoying. That's very annoying. Are you gonna paraflinch me? Is that actually what we're doing? Roxy doesn't care about fucking either. Get fucked. How much is this gonna do? Probably not much. Not much. Okay. Okay, let me think. Because I don't want to be paralyzed. I don't have a floor restore. Because either I heal or I get rid of the paralysis. Let me just discharge and heal. I know it's resisted on Latias, but it is neutral on Kingdra at the very least. Karate Chop. Again? Strange. Don't. I'm actually going to get power flinched. Roxy doesn't care. God, I love Roxy so much. Okay. I did nothing, but that's to be expected. Paralyze? Nope. Okay. Let me just discharge again and let me get rid of this paralysis because it's going to be a pain. Especially if, you know, he's going to try and flinch me. It's going to happen eventually. I'd rather lower those odds. Don't. Okay, I swear to God. Don't. Thing really is trying to get this flinch on me. I'm breaking through like it's nothing right now. That's crazy. I'm very, very glad. Paralyze? I mean, I guess the luck is evening out. Neither of us are getting the 30% chance, which is fair. If she's not getting it, then neither should I. I'm just going to do the same thing and then heal up Roxy to full. And just hope I don't get paralyzed. That is very annoying. Don't paralyze me. Okay, back to Karate Chop. That's fine. It does very little. Lemon is very fat. Determined to get this flinch. And it's still not happening. Are you going to get the flinch first or am I going to get the paralysis first? The amount of 30% chances that aren't happening right now is actually kind of insane. A Surf would kill, right? Even if it's quad resisted. And then the rain can come back up. Cuss Step? What are you using? It really, really wants this. Banging Breath. Don't paralyze me. Please. Because something else is coming out. Okay. And I still don't flinch. This should hopefully still kill. I'll be so mad if it doesn't. Okay. Because then that thing's gone. Finally. And I can heal Lemon. What is coming out next? It still has 2 Pokemon, right? Or is it 3? Milotic. Interesting. I like that. That suits her. It's kind of, you know, it's got the scales. It's kind of dragon-like. In a way. I can almost see it being Water Dragon. That's good coverage for a team. I can't... Oh, wait. Okay. I almost just said I can't do anything. Yes, I can. What I'll do here is I'll discharge. And then I'll heal. Hopefully, this Milotic doesn't have, you know, I don't know, like a grass move or a ground move or something. Karate Chop on Latias. Thunder. I can be paralyzed in this game. Oh, they cannot get this 30% chance on me. Roxy is just built different, man. Latias dies this turn. Milotic is fat. Still not a 30% chance. What is happening? Okay, her ace is coming out. It's going to be level 50 something. Oh, God. That's terrifying, bro. That is terrifying. Oh, I should have expected that. I feel stupid. I should have expected that. 53. Oh, fuck. I'm going to Willow Lati and then just to be extra safe, heal Roxy to full. Because I don't know what this thing's going to go for and I'm very, very scared. I just want it burnt for residual. Nightshade, that's fine. That's just 50 damage. I can handle that. Thunder again. Lands it again. Are you finally going to get your 30%? God damn it. Okay, please still land. Please still land. I guess I deserve it at this point, but I really don't want to be fucking around with this when there's a Latios on the field. Nightshade again. That's fine. Thunder. Willow. You know, I am kind of stupid. I'm really stupid. I was just thinking in my head, damn, this thing can't miss. I put the rain up, for fuck's sake. I put the rain up for its thunder. Maybe that's why it keeps going for it. Or maybe it just doesn't have a better move, I don't know. I don't even need the rain up anymore. Let me discharge a Hyper Potion. Nice shit again. Thunder again. Rain's still up. I'm paralyzed. Kind of annoying. I used the wrong turn. Is there anyone I can really go into? No, definitely not. Okay. That's really annoying. You know what? In that case, I'm just using my turn to get rid of this paralysis. Fuck that. I missed finally because the rain's gone. Nice. Okay, perfect. So now this turn, on discharge and heal. I know I'm only slightly damaged, but a crit thunder would be pretty devastating right now. Oh, okay. Don't do that. Air slash. Okay, that's fine. This should bring my Milotic down to the yellow. One more might kill. Nice. There's my 30%. That thing is cosmic powering, but that's okay for now. If I discharge again and then psychic into the Milotic to hopefully make sure it definitely dies. Thank God this Latios seems to... Oh. Thank God this Latios seems to not have a Dragon or Psychic move, because at level 53, that'd be scary. Latios hits hard. Latios hits very hard. It didn't die. Thank God for that paralysis. Because now, Milotic's dead. But now what I can do... I mean, I don't know if it particularly matters, but I guess what I'll do is I'll Hyper Potion Lemon on Roxy's turn, and then actually use Lemon's turn to Bone Club. It does have 2 cosmic powers though, actually. That is true. We're done. We're done. It's over. The Johto Gym Challenge is officially complete. And to celebrate that, Roxy is level 50. Claire is defeated. 12,000, goddamn. Impossible. Impossible. There has to be some kind of mistake. To think that I would lose in the first year is just impossible. I can't accept it. I won't concede this. I might have lost. You're still not ready for the Pokemon League. I know. You should take the Dragon Master Challenge. Bro, come on. Behind this gym is a place called Dragon's Den. There's a small shrine at its heart. Go there. If you can prove that you've lost your lazy ideals, I will admit you are a trainer worthy of a gym badge. Until then, I don't want you in my sight. God damn. Well, okay. Oh, Eris. I didn't expect it to have Fire Blast, man. Like, obviously I knew there was the potential of a random fire move, but it happened to be one of the strongest ones. And it landed it. And I got doubled into on that turn as well. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Eris. I was so happy with Eris too. She was putting in work. And she matches with Roxy. I'm very sad. I'm very, very sad. Well, unfortunately, there's no choice but to already lay Eris to rest. She didn't last too long. And I suppose, let me just heal up quick. Let me pick out a Pokemon. Because I need something new. Ice, Fire, Water, Electric, Grass, Poison, Water, Ground. What would be a good fit? So before I said that I'd probably add Ashina, but now I think about it, I do have the ground type in Lemon, so I guess that's kind of lower priority. But funnily enough, the 2 things that are actually standing out to me right now is one of these 2. I can go with Agar or I can go with Blood. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Aggron has 2 quad weaknesses, which in this game is a little bit, you know, I don't know how I feel about that particularly. You know what? I can't ever fill the hole that is Wobbler. However, I guess it's time to try out new normal type on my team. Everybody welcome Blood to the team. I don't know why you're called that, but adaptability Jolly Blood is pretty good. As Thrash, I'll probably end up teaching him Strength, I guess. I'll do the training at the beginning of next episode. What I'm going to do is I've just mentally thought about it. Bit redundant. I just thought about it, and the way I'm going to split things is I'm going to end this episode here. We beat Claire. We did unfortunately lose Eris, but Claire's been defeated. So now I can split things up well. Next episode, I can do Dragon's Den. That'll be relatively quick. There's a few trainers. I can get the whatever I get the TM. Then, for the second half of the episode, I can go and fight the Kimono Girls, because I think I mentioned this, but I've been told that that is another scary thing to watch out for, like Archer. So then I can do the Kimono Girls. That'll be next episode, because then the one after that, I can do going and getting the legendary in the bell tower, and then make my way to the league. But then the episode after that will finally be time for the Elite Four. And that just, I don't know, that just split things up better in my head than me doing the Dragon's Den now. So that's how we'll do things. So yeah, next time we'll be doing Dragon's Den and the Kimono Girls. From what I've been told, that's going to be a scary and another pretty exciting episode, I would imagine. From what I've been told, at least. It's been a good episode. I've made some progress. I've finished the gym challenge for Johto. It's sad to lose Eris, definitely, but it's okay. We'll rebuild. I'll train up Blood. I can't believe that name. I'll train up Blood at the beginning of next time, and then we'll make our way over to Dragon's Den. But now that's it. So thank you for any and all support. I hope to see you there for the next episode. It's going to be an exciting one. But for now, that is all. So never mind. Literally, as I just said goodbye, I realized I just did a gym leader, and it's easier if I just do the wheel now. So let me do the wheel now, because I will forget otherwise. So let us pray that I don't get death of a Pokemon right now. Please give me something that I would be happy with. Please. Something useful. Which is it going to be? Get one item of choice. I'm not particularly sure what I'll get. I'll have to decide now, and then I'll implement it the next episode, and then I'll show you whatever I've got. I really am not sure with this one, because I don't know if there's anything specific I need right now. I think this rule should really exclude TMs, since there's a separate wheel option for moves. So no TMs. I'll have to figure out something. It may end up just being a Master Ball or something. I'm not really sure, but I'll think about it. I'll think about it between episodes, and it will be implemented. But yes, for real this time, that is it for now. So I'll make sure to implement whatever between now and next time, and then I'll show that off before I train up the Wigglytuff. Blood. Sorry, let me refer to him by his name. But yes, that's it for now. Definitely this time. So yeah, until next time.
I'd rather sit on the sidewalk and eat a bucket of shit with a biscuit before I sit at the table and eat a bucket of shit with a biscuit.